Welcome back to another video, and in this one I put together a list of things to help you avoid some of the financial pitfalls of the gift buying holiday season. And despite the fact that I do believe that it is better to give than to receive, you should not overdo it and definitely do not compromise your overall financial stability. So let's get right into it. Towards the top of that list, in no particular order, is to create a budget. And now that I think about it, this is kind of appropriate that it's in the beginning because this kind of sets the overall mood. And if you at least do this one step, this will be a big advantage to you in not overspending. Because if you can set a realistic budget and stick to it, you're going to be well on your way to not overspending this holiday season. So create a budget, but then follow that up with making a list. And what you want to do there is make a list of all of the people that you plan to give a gift to and set individual spending limits. If this is going to be too cumbersome or it's an inconvenience or a hassle and you don't want to do that, then as an alternative, what you could do is set individual group limits for like family members, parents, cousins, close friends, co-workers, etc. And that way you can divide it up, not into individual members, but into overall group classifications so that you could at least have a little bit of a roadmap to get you to your overall budget and stay within a structured limit. This is important. If you can accomplish this and stick to it within reason, then I think you're going to be okay during the gift buying holiday season. But this next one also is hugely important, and that is to track your expenses. Keep a record of all of the purchases that you have made and try to stay within your budget. And this is important because when you actually track the expenses, this is the real information, the real data that shows the receipts of what you're spending. So here you can actually be accountable to whatever budget you set. And again, as long as you don't go over your budget too much, you should be okay. But tracking the expenses is a way that you are actually verifying whether or not you are succeeding in staying within your allocated budget. Next is to avoid impulse purchases. This is huge because a lot of stores are very good at organizing their products and their merchandise in ways that get you to buy something at the last minute that you were not intending on getting. And this could add to your expenses unnecessarily. Also, when you're online as well, a lot of online merchants are very clever in how they make you want to buy things at the last minute by showing you things and really tempting you. And at the last minute, even right before checkout, you make an impulse buy that you maybe otherwise would not have done. So just be aware that this could add unnecessary expenses to your budget that you didn't anticipate. But I'll be honest here, sometimes you could actually get a good deal on an impulse buy, something that you were not expecting that turns out to be a pretty good holiday gift for someone special and at a good price. And that's why, like I said before, you're going to be within reason of your budget. So it's okay to have a little bit of flexibility to allow for these kind of things. But as you're tracking your expenses, just make sure you don't go over it by too much. And if you can be under it, that's even better. So the next thing is to compare prices. And this seems obvious, but of course you want to try to shop around, find the best deals before making a purchase. Pretty obvious. Most people probably already do this. Next is to use cash when possible. If you are the kind of person that you think might be too easily tempted to use that credit card and swipe it and overspend that way, a lot of people tend to view money, cash money, more conservatively. And as a result, that could be a strategy that you could use to keep you in check and make you not overspend. So use cash and set your limit that way. That way you're reminded every time you buy something that you're paying in real money and it's not just the swipe of a credit card, which you're not going to see the pain from that until later when you get the bill. So the next one is to take advantage of sales. Obviously, this is something that everybody does. But look for sales and discounts, special promotion. Try to time some of your purchases around the times when the sales are going on, not just Black Friday, but Cyber Monday and all of the promotions that these merchants and stores and online stores have to save as much money as possible so you can stay within your budget and still be able to buy the gifts that you want to buy. Next is going to be using coupons and cash back. This is something that you could do to kind of maximize your overall savings by utilizing coupons and cash back offers to save money. A lot of people have credit cards that give you these cash back deals and special offers, and also stores have them as well. The only thing with this is I would be cautious. If you don't already have these credit cards, then don't go out of your way to get them. I think you should only do this strategy is if you actually already have a credit card with the merchant or just a credit card in general, and you're getting special offers already, then definitely take advantage of those. Use the credit card, but then pay that back as fast as possible to avoid paying too much interest on your purchases. But definitely do not just go out of your way, I think, to get the discount if you don't already have that credit card, because sometimes you can overspend later on by doing that. Next is to plan early whenever possible to take advantage of the sales and avoid the last minute rushes. This is more of like a quality of life thing. You don't want to be in there when there's a million people there. But as I'm recording this video right now, there's a lot of people that are going to be buying stuff last minute, including myself. I still have to buy a few things. But if you plan early for the next time, that could make a big difference in your stress levels. And also you can maybe be a little bit more selective in your purchases and plan your buying around the upcoming sales and be a little bit more intentional about this situation, buying stuff and staying within your budget. Next is to avoid store credit cards. And I did briefly touch on this in a previous item on this list, but I wanted to give it a little extra attention because a lot of stores are very good at tempting people to open up a store credit card in exchange for an additional discount on whatever it is that they're buying on that day. However, I do think that if you don't already have a credit card with that store, I don't think it's a good idea to do that in the heat of the moment when you're buying gifts for the holidays. A lot of people get into debt later on, and these store credit cards sometimes come with pretty high interest rates. So in the long run, it might not be worth it just to get that discount. On the other hand, if you already have a stored credit card, then definitely consider using it. If it makes financial sense, you might as well use it if it's going to benefit you, but don't go out of your way to get a new one and open a new one if you don't already have one. DIY gifts are an important option that should not be overlooked. A lot of people are very good at making things and creating things with crafts and just maybe putting pictures in frames and just coming up with different sentimental gifts that would make great presents for people, for special people in their lives. So consider making handmade gifts, which in a lot of ways can be more meaningful than other type of gifts that you buy. And these can be budget friendly as well because you're making them yourself. Another thing you can do is to set expectations. So you want to be able to communicate with family members, friends. A lot of times this is done at work as well. Co-workers do this in different offices where you set and manage the overall budget for the gifts. And this is a great way to manage your overall expenses by setting the expectations for the gift giving in advance. Next is to shop online. And of course, everybody does this, most people do. But if you are the kind of person that ignores most of the promotional emails from the different stores that have your email and the applications for stores that you have on your phone, definitely don't ignore them during the holiday season. You might find something that interests you that is a good deal. A lot of stores use their online portals to promote special flash sales and last minute deals that you may not have access to in the actual stores because by then it might be too late, or they may be online only. And sometimes you can even get free shipping and special additional offers. Like for example, sometimes people buy gift cards and some stores have promotions during the holidays where if you buy a gift card, they give you an amount that is more valuable than the gift cards. If you buy $50 in a gift card, they might give you an extra $10 for free on top of that. Things like that. So shop online and pay attention to some of these online promotional offers. Next is to try to find ways to limit the amount of people that you have to buy gifts for. And you could do this in a way that doesn't make anybody feel bad. What you might want to do, especially if you have a big family, try to do some things like alternatives like Secret Santa to reduce the number of gifts that you have to give to a bunch of people, which is important because if you have a big family, it might still be fun to do a Secret Santa where everybody gets a name of a person that they have to give a gift to, and you kind of stick to that. Now, obviously, you're going to have little pockets of people in your family where you want to give a special gift specific to them outside of Secret Santa. But having a Secret Santa type of thing, especially if you have a big family reunion, or a lot of friends, that could be an awesome way to be in the gift giving spirit, but not overspend because you're limiting the amount of gifts that you're going to give to everybody. You just have like one person that you got to give a gift to, and everybody has to do that. And that is the Secret Santa. I'm a big advocate of that, especially for large groups. Next is to consider giving the gift of an experience as opposed to a physical gift. This could be the form of a homemade meal, a catered meal, something where you're bringing people together where they can have social interaction with people that they care about and they love. And this could be something that is more valuable to somebody than just a gift that they may or may not like. Plus, this interaction and this positive experience with other people, that could be something that is a memory that they cherish a lot longer and they remember that. And that is a great thing when you can bring people together and create experiences that are real and social interaction with people in real life, in real time, being in the moment with people, getting people together. That is something that in a lot of times is probably going to be more valuable than any gift that you can give. So consider giving experiences rather than just a gift. Next is to watch out for online scams. Everybody knows about scams, but during the holiday time, they can be much more prevalent, and definitely you want to shop with reputable retailers that you know. Scams can not only be an inconvenience, but if you fall victim, they can be also very financially costly to you. So you definitely watch out for the scams. Next is to skip the extras. A lot of people spend too much on wrapping paper, cards, and decorations. So you want to avoid that if possible. The mindset is that if you accumulate these things, that you're probably going to use it next time. But some people tend to lose these things, or they break, or they get ruined by weather if they're in storage in an attic somewhere. So don't overbuy if you don't have to. Just be aware. Buy what you need and that's it in terms of that, because that can add a lot of cost to your gift giving budget, which you don't want to exceed. Next is to plan for hidden costs. Consider additional costs such as shipping fees and taxes in your budget, which you should be doing. So if it costs money for you to send something by mail somewhere, then you should factor that into your overall budget because that is part of it. Next is to use rewards points. I think I touched briefly on this in another item in this list, but if you have credit cards, consider redeeming credit card points and take advantage of any loyalty program points that you may have accumulated that you could use for gifts or gift cards. Next is to just be mindful of the bills that are coming. Remember that the January bills are going to be pretty big. January, February, when those bills start coming in from what you spent over the holidays, they could be a little bit large. So just remember that if you follow some of these tips, it's going to help you to avoid overspending, and you should be able to manage that expenditure when it comes time to pay them back, because you created a budget and did everything on this list. And we just were aware of at least some of these items that I went over. And by keeping these tips in mind, you'll be able to still enjoy the holiday shopping season and gift giving season without compromising your financial stability. So with that said, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.